It was 1:30 in the morning when they closed, which maybe doesn't sound that early, but we gain an hour tonight, so 1:30 is actually 12:30, and tomorrow's a sea day. Good morning, friends. So we are in Ocean Key today, which, as I've mentioned in the past, is my favorite of the private islands in the Bahamas that I've been to. And so I'm excited to be back here. This will be the first time I've come to Ocean Key and we didn't stay overnight, because that's not how this itinerary works. So we're actually leaving this evening, and then we have a sea day tomorrow, and then we'll be in, I think, Ocho Rios, Jamaica after that, and then we'll be hopping around throughout the rest of the week and ending up in Miami. So yeah, a little bit of a different experience this time, but that's a good thing. That's why I chose this itinerary and trip. And yeah, I'm heading out to the beach. I haven't decided if I want to eat here at the buffet on board. I'm not really feeling Seekers. They have good food there, but it's pretty much just like the same thing every time we go. It's gonna be, rice and chicken and corn and whatever, and all that is fine, but I'm not sure if that's what I'm feeling. But they also have burger shacks and like the snack shack places and stuff out there, so maybe I'll do something like that, something simple and quick. But either way, I'm gonna be out on the beach, and obviously I'll take you with me. We'll see what we see and do what we do, and we'll talk soon. So I did decide to go up to the buffet and get food before I left the ship. I do think the food in the Seekers buffet at Ocean Key is really good, but I just wasn't in the mood for that type of food. They had just started serving lunch, so, I grabbed a plate of whatever looked good to me. And then from there, I made my way down to the gangway. Getting off the ship at ports is usually easy, but at Ocean Key, it's extra easy. And I took some footage of the front of the ship because I always forget to do that when I get off, because I'm always so eager to get out to the beach since Ocean Key is such a nice place to be. And then I made my way onto the island. The first place I usually go is to the bar because it's kind of like on the way into everything else, and I grabbed myself a margarita. On the island, you'll pretty much find the same bartenders that you have on the ship, and your drink package and Wi-Fi and everything does transfer out to the island. The drink selection on the island obviously isn't as vast as it is on the ship, but they have a lot of good tropical cocktails and stuff, and a good selection of beer as well. After a couple of margaritas, it was time to head out onto the beach. I passed by the Seekers buffet and confirmed that it was in fact the same food that is normally there, which, like I said, is good, so it's definitely worth trying if you've never been to Ocean Key before. So I know some people were worried that we were going to have rain today, but that's definitely not the case. It's really quite hot out here, but it's definitely a nice day. It really was a nice day. The sailing before us actually had quite a bit of weather, and it was raining on their Ocean Key day, so a lot of that part for them was modified, which is never fun. But I found myself a quiet area that had some loungers in the shade, and I made myself at home in one of the loungers. The thing I like about Ocean Key the most is that it has a very Bahamas tropical feel. It's very relaxing, like what I think most people think of when they think of the Bahamas. It's a marine reserve, so they definitely make sure that they're maintaining the island, and it's in the process of growing and developing and becoming better and better every time I go there. I did spend a little bit of time in the water, but then I decided to explore the rest of the island a little bit. I like the South Beach area over by the Central Lagoon. I think that is the nicest beach, and the water over there is the calmest, but a lot of people hang out in the front area by the ship, which is definitely my second choice because that has some tables with some umbrellas, and the umbrellas are actually included, unlike at South Beach. If you want an umbrella for over your lounger, you have to rent one. And I ended my time at the beach by going through the shops and stuff in the front. In my opinion, the shops on Ocean Key are pretty limited. I think they could improve that a little bit more. There's tons of space for more merchandise and different kind of unique items, but there are 3 or 4 shops there if you're interested in shopping, and it has like Ocean Key branded stuff and even some things that are unique to the Bahamas. So I made my way back over to the ship, went through security, got on board, and then took the stairs up to deck 12, which is where my room is. It was still pretty early at this point, so I planned to go up to the pool deck to get a drink and just kind of hang out up there for a while, but I needed to drop my stuff off at my room first. But soon I was up on the pool deck. I started off in the solarium, which is definitely one of my favorite places, and because I thought maybe it would be quieter in there, but there really wasn't a whole lot going on the main pool deck either. It was actually pretty dead since everybody was still very much out on the island, but ultimately I went back to the garden bar because some of the people I had met the day prior were over there, and I had a couple of drinks up there with Ocean Key as a backdrop. There were several people up there in the bar and even a few in the pool, and I had a few drinks while I was there with my buddy Keith, who I'd met the first day, and also he got sat at my table at dinner. And while I was sitting there, they turned on the Azipods, and I could tell that we were getting ready to leave, so I made my way back over to the main pool deck to get a good view for
sail away.
All right, y'all. So it was a really great day today. We are getting ready to leave Ocean Key right now. They just turned on the engines and all that stuff, and we are about to sail away. But I wanted to stop in and check in with you all. I'm about to head down to dinner. Hopefully I can at least see us start to leave before then, because I got to be down there in about 15 minutes. Yeah, we'll talk soon.
Right after that, and pretty much as though I had cued them in, the captain and the officers on the bridge pushed off from the dock, and so I was able to get some footage of us sailing away, and I of course got a great pass-by of the Ocean Key Lighthouse before making my way down to the dining room, and I even had time to stop for a glass of Prosecco on the way in. So I chilled in the atrium for a bit, which, as I mentioned, is one of my favorite indoor spaces to hang out in while I was waiting for the comedy show to begin. I do think that they could improve the theaters on the MSC ships. They put the rows of seats pretty close together, almost like a traditional theater, so there's not a lot of place to put like drinks and stuff. The comedy show was good. The guy's name is Andrew Gross, and he's from Canada, and he was really funny. Unfortunately, you're not allowed to record comedy, so I just had this sort of intro pick for you. But that led me out to the pool deck because they were having a deck party, and I grabbed more Prosecco because I guess I was feeling extra fancy today, and I just sat in the warm night air and people watched for a bit before making my way up to the nightclub. The nightclub was pretty lit, and I made more friends, and then we ended up at the casino bar afterward, and I was feeling a little bit hungry, so I grabbed myself a couple of slices of pizza from the late night buffet, and then made my way back down to my room.
All right, friends, so that's another day in the books. Today was an interesting day. I met some people and hung out and whatever. The bars closed kind of early. So here's the thing. It was 1:30 in the morning when they closed, which maybe doesn't sound that early, but we gain an hour tonight, so 1:30 is actually 12:30, and tomorrow's a sea day. So the fact that all the bars were closing down that early, even the casino bar surprisingly closed at 1:30, and we were all kind of like, wait, what? But anyway, I know the bar staff has been up for hours on end, and they have a long day tomorrow because sea days tend to be busier for the crew because they have to entertain, thousands of passengers all day. So I get it. They need some sleep and whatever. And so we didn't complain or anything, but we were kind of like looking around like, the heck? But, I don't need any more to drink. But so I want to thank you all for traveling with me. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all those fun things. We'll talk soon, and y'all have a good night.